What is up, everybody? I'm gonna scroll up to say hi right now. Okay, let's put this in order. All right, what is up? Billy Power Max 2264, Robbie Digital, JD. What is up? PC Gamer Trev, Doodly Dunn, Stefan, Arthur. Two Arts. I always mess up this one. 2H Stir Art. Oh well. Richard Willis. Mickey Word just went from EU from Fig to US version. Okay, gotcha. Awesome. Well, hello you guys. Happy Sunday again. I hope this is a good time for everybody. And Stefan spoke to me perfectly because I was like asking for suggestions on what to draw. So I decided, I've been dying to draw this thing, and I'm like, yeah, why not? We're gonna draw unicorn today. Oop, my camera just died already. I'm gonna draw a unicorn today. I think we'll try. Since I've done a lot of organic or humans and stuff like that, I figured why not? Let's just do the mech. Let's do something mechanical. So, so let's start right now. I just took Bear out to go use the bathroom, so who knows when he decides that he wants more than just that. So I just gave him a puppy snack, and hopefully I could survive before he starts barking. All right. So speaking of science fiction and mechs and stuff, I actually started to watch Project Hail Mary on Amazon Prime for about 3 days. It took me that long. It's a long movie, and I do it right before bed, so I didn't really get all the way through it, and I always fall asleep. Let me move my mug. I fell asleep a few times, so I have to watch it again, but it's so adorable. Like, Rocky is adorable. The whole movie is adorable. Even Ryan Gosling is adorable, if you could call him that. So, oh, too light. Oops. Hope I didn't blast your guys' ears. Let's bring this down so I could see. There we go. Much better. Amaze. So, yeah, it was awesome. I actually wanted to cry a couple times, and it was even before I met Rocky. It was just because you knew that he was alone, and the pilot and the engineer also died. So, yeah, it was a sad movie, but it's funny and cute and just all sorts of things. So I highly recommend. I would have to say that if you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely check it out, since if you have Amazon Prime. And I'm gonna have to put it in my top 3 at least for the last few years. I know that's saying a lot, so maybe just tilt his head a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Make it more interesting. So, have you guys seen any movies lately that you really enjoy? Like, it's your favorite. It's not just something you watch and you're like, oh, it's pretty good or new, but something that is just like, I have to watch it. Hopefully it's something I could just watch online, since I don't have the opportunity to go to the theater. I missed so many movies already in theaters. So maybe I'll celebrate once the book is ready to ship by going to a movie. If there's a movie coming out, that's really good. So and I think the reason why I loved, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, why I loved Project Hail Mary so much is you could take a rock and turn it into a character and make it interesting. It reminds me a lot of like WALL-E, and even WALL-E is just like, there was not a whole lot of dialogue, and it's just the best way of being able to tell a story. And I'm learning so much from that with my own stuff, that it's like if I could go back and do some different things, I would probably try to approach my story, even though there's dialogue and stuff, the same way, show not tell. Then again, I've had Neo Wonderland for years, so it's like there's a bunch of new stuff in there, and there's some old stuff, and you have to try to make it work somehow. make it into a cohesive story. And oh no, interesting, Stefan. Masters is coming because the end of the month is Prime. Oh sweet, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to watch Masters. Wish I would have saw it in theaters, you know, but. If I was not doing a demo, I'd probably take my time to measure out the perspective a little bit and the angles, but I'm just gonna see if I could get through, because what I really want to do is ink this piece today, so we'll see. And since he doesn't have the LEDs and he's just in the regular form, not berserker form, you don't get to see all the cool hot pink, neon pink LEDs underneath. Man, Bear is such a good boy. He's not barking. I think it's because he hears me talking. So he knows I'm here and I gave him some snacks. So he's probably like being a good boy. I wish I had the, I could find the instruction manual, the build manual for this, because it has the line art, which it shows you where all the cuttings are on, you know, on his design, but yeah, I couldn't figure out where I put it. I keep all of my Gundam instruction manuals just because they have such nice technical drawings, and it's really good to learn from there, from those drawings. So go right here. Oh, no worries, Robbie Digital. Is there something you've seen recently that you highly recommend? I saw the trailer for Ghost in the Shell as well. I might end up watching it because it's kind of, because so many of the things that we do, especially Cyberpunk, is inspired. You know, there's a lot of things that they create that was kind of unique and started with Ghost in the Shell. So I like to watch things for references too. In fact, when I was watching Hail Mary, I got references for how to render like the HUD or the HUD for some of the very technical things in my comic book. So. In fact, let's go down more. Hello, Echo. I am drawing Gundam Unicorn right now. Decided to do something a little more technical because when I'm done with the live stream, after dinner I have to go into Neo Wonderland and look at all the technical aspects of the pages and clean up some of the colors and make some room for some of the lettering that Josh did. So we're like trying to finalize everything and add the extra content in the back of the book. So it's coming soon, and you know, gotta cross the T's and dot the I's right now. It's not unicorn until you have the crown. So I can't wait to draw that. I was so upset when I moved a dozen times basically. I had my Gundam ashtray, and it's the perfect grade one, and I couldn't find where his crown went because it kept falling out. It kept falling off, and I never glued it, or I think I did, but it just didn't stick. So I don't have the crown. So in order for me to get another crown, I'd have to either 3D print it. Someone else could do it for me since I don't have a printer, or buy a brand new perfect grade just to get the crown. So this is it. It's been a few months, Echo. And you know, I'm gonna try to put the stuff in the documentary just so that people can learn from the process, like what you should do on, you know, what you should be taking on as a task, and what you should hire people out to do. But then also it's like how much money was raised in order for you to be able to you know, hire out to do certain things. So I shouldn't be doing everything myself, but at the same time, you know, it's like it's my first time, and I strongly believe in, if you're gonna become a leader or do anything where you're managing, it's nice to know everything from the bottom up so that you know exactly how something works. Instead of expecting someone to do something, you actually are able to, I think his helmet's broken, are able to manage better, I guess. Oh boy. This is not going to be good. Okay, because I know it looked kind of weird. Okay, 1 second. Okay, instruction manual would be really nice right now. Worst case scenario, I could just pull up a photo reference of it. I'm probably gonna have to erase and fix a couple of things here, but I think I just want to get the indication and the pose down. I spent too much time on the technical parts of this unicorn, but because I want to add shoulders, and you know, so it's not just a floating head. Thank you so much, Wesker. Wesker Valentine. I see what you did there. Thank you so much. You guys, all of you, thank you so much. Like, truth be told, super nervous. Because I mean, it's like, you know, when you do everything yourself, most of it, not everything, there's a lot of moving parts, and I don't want to overlook anything, but I don't want to go too crazy where it's like, it never gets out there, you know. I mean, obviously that's not good. So yeah, it's like, it's also like the first time I've really done a whole entire book with my new, or developed art style, I should say. I wouldn't say it's new, because when I originally did Neo Wonderland, which it used to be called Shangri-La, the art was already going to be kind of like a fusion between Western and Eastern art. But then it's the first time I've done actual pages with that art, like from start to finish. Because I would do stuff like that, you know, that style here and there. So, takes getting used to still. In fact, I'm going to include some of the old artwork from Neo Wonderland when I was working on it years ago, so you guys can kind of see the different stages and iterations of it. This is way up here. Okay. Like I said, I need to focus on the basic shapes first before I start to render anything out. Gotta make sure the proportions are right. Okay. Oh, that's awesome, state of the art. Yeah, you're ahead of me then. Sort of. I'm kind of like going back and forth on some of the stuff for the next set of issues. So I'm just writing notes down. I mean, I've pre-written a good chunk of it, but the thing is you got to go back and read your notes to make sure that, because I changed some stuff in issue 1 and 2, that it's consistent. So it's like, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, basically. That's what it feels like. I don't want to draw the whole entire thing because I want to have like a really cool shape for the cutoff of the piece, so it isn't just faded at the bottom. So I'm thinking like and I want his proportions to be right. So let's see. I'll try to cut it off right here. Hopefully it doesn't look stubby. Too bad Danny's not here today, because he would love to see this. This is the Gundam he got me a few years ago, and I was in shock when I saw it. I'm like, what a cool freaking build. But like I screwed up a couple pieces, and they're not perfect, which means if I tried to turn it into berserker mode, I don't think it would work. I think it would snap in half, so it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I kept asking myself, like, is this really something I want to keep doing? Because I've been doing it for a few years, and it's like there's this realization, and I think I mentioned this to you guys a few times. As you get older, or as I've gotten older, I really have to sit there and think, okay, when I decide to do something now, there's only so many years left to get what you want to do out there. And a lot of these things take time. So if you're going to do something, no matter how difficult it is, if you really want to do it, you kind of have to do it almost overlapping with everything else you're doing, or do it right away. Otherwise, you never get to it. So the growing pains of doing this is so much bigger than anything I've ever done before. Because, of course, when I did Lola, I was working with the Aspen, and they had like a whole crew helping me out. Right now, the crew is basically cut in it's like 3/4 of the crew that I would be used to is cut. So it's like the business side of comic books is already hard enough as it is, and then the creation part of it. So it's been quite the learning curve for me. But you know what John and I always say, because he's on his own journey right now, and he's going through a lot, artistically, and it's a financial thing too. So it's like you can't put all your eggs in one basket, and sometimes you don't know what's going to happen with, whether it's comic books, films, just any kind of artistic endeavor, because with all the changes, you kind of just have to do what you want to do and then overlap it with things that you're currently doing, because you never know when the rug gets pulled from underneath you. So this right now we're playing our life on extra hard mode, and John and I love playing video games on extra hard mode, and we're pretty competitive, but man, it's really challenging right now. So, but all for good reason, because if you don't take on hard challenges, you're a lot of times not going to get where you want to go and get what you want in life. So plus we got a cute puppy to look at, so that's always nice. Makes things a little less stressful. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Stefan. Greetings to your mom as well. Oh, a good place to start for someone getting into Gundam. Do you mean the TV shows, or do you mean like the Gundam models? A lot of people love the SD models because they're easier, and I think that's a good way to start. But then I jumped into the deep end. I think I did first I did like a master grade. It was my brother's, and since he was taking so long to build his, I was like, I think I'll just build a couple pieces here and there, and so I would help him out with a couple pieces. But then one day he had gotten a perfect grade, and I started to build parts of it, and he got so mad at me. Rightfully so. I get it now. Like if someone was building my Gundam or model kit, and it's like one of those expensive ones, I'd be pretty upset. So I don't blame him. That's when I decided to just buy my own. Because the problem with some of them is they're so easy that I feel like most people could probably do like a high grade and enjoy it. So. But I'm sorry, did I say high grade? I meant master grade. Yes, Doodly Dawn started with SD models. They're so freaking cute. I think I'm just gonna rough in the body and try to finalize the head and then start inking it. So you can see how I ink with this brush inking. I don't know if that's the smartest thing, but how you could ink. What am I trying to say? Mechanics, robotics with a brush, things that are straight lines that technically should be using a ruler, but I feel like being rebellious. Plus, it's good practice if you're not using it for anything. To if you want to learn how to use a brush to ink, I think a good way to practice is actually inking something that's not supposed to be a brush, like a car or robot, a mech. It's a good way to learn how to control your line control. I wish I had the manual right now, because this is clearly, because I've moved around so much, the cutouts of his shapes aren't correct or perfect. I don't know. It doesn't look right. Oh. Wonder what happened. Let me check my microphone. I think that's what you guys know, right? Sound, input, output. Wonder why there's an echo. Let me know if the echo's gone. I don't know what happened because I didn't do anything, so maybe it will fix itself. I have no idea. I have no idea. I won't say anything. I'm going to wait and see if it fixes itself because there's no reason why the echo should be happening. So I don't know. Okay, I turned the mic off. Let me know if you could hear me. It's probably going to sound weird regardless. Interesting. Mic and aux. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Weird. Let me know if it still sounds weird because then I just turned the mic auxiliary audio mixer off. Let me know if you could hear me. Okay. How about now? Now? Okay. Okay, wait a second. There's a delay in the chat, so I should have slowly keep the mixer off. Okay. Mixer is off right now, so I'll wait a couple minutes. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how that toggled on. Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know. I'm going to forget next week, I'm sure. I save my settings and sometimes I have so much going on that it just switches back on and stuff. Okay. Thank you, guys. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, Extreme Maybe. Echo, you're flattering me here. Thank you so much, Tona to Islas. I appreciate the super chat. Stefan, clearly I would love to draw my dog. So I will, yeah, here, let me show you guys again, since you probably just came to the chat. This is my perfect grade, unicorn that I've had sitting behind me on my lamp. Like every time I stream, you guys always see it. So it's cool to have them. I keep wanting to use them as reference for all the stuff that I do, but man, there's just so much going on. Like, I forget the references that I wanted to use, and you kind of default to your system and what you're used to doing and how you're used to doing things when you got tight deadlines. So I think I'd have to draw unicorn probably 10 times before I could memorize all the shapes and everything, but I have no real reason to. But that would be cool, right? Or Voltron or something like that. I mean, if I had to work on the comic book, definitely that would be important. Or I think the easiest one would be like Optimus Prime. If you could remember how he looks. And I'm sure what's his name? Daniel Warren Johnson probably memorized how to draw all the Transformers. I feel like this is supposed to go up more. So what I'm going to do is I'll pencil as far as I can for an hour. So we got about 20-25 minutes-ish. And then I could start inking. I'll ink for an hour. So that would be perfect. Yep. Since we've been coloring for the last few streams, I feel like inking is going to be fun today. Let me see if I just didn't put my Gundam booklet, because I like to keep it, so I have access to it. Did I move it for some reason? Oh, that's horrible. Yep, I don't have it. Too bad. Let's see, is it too short? That's too short. State of the art, this is 11 by 14. Hey Vince, what is up? Happy Sunday to you. Glad you can make it today, because I noticed you were here last week, I don't think, or maybe you were and I didn't see you in the chat. Or maybe you were here. I don't know. Do you guys know that it is episode 40 today? So I'm assuming by the time that we're gonna hit 50 pretty soon here, and I want to do something special because it's 50 episodes. I can't believe it's 50. Not straight. So let's figure out what we're gonna do for the 50th episode in terms of like what I'm gonna be drawing, or something. Do we have like a celebratory birthday hat type thing, or a cake? I don't know. Pizza, pineapple pizza. This is so big. That's better. Straight. I'll eat pepperoni pizza if I have to, but if there's fancy flavors, I'm all about that. I'll let you try it out. Are you guys like a deep dish type? Oh no, you know what? Forget it. We're not talking about pizza today. Every time we do, guess what happens? I get really hungry, and then I have to eat like cheese and ham just to hold myself over till dinner. So I don't want to talk about pizza again. This is called a pizza live stream, where we talk about pizza every week. Ooh, Lola, JD, that is a good idea. I haven't drawn Lola in so long. I could update her a little bit. I think that'd be kind of fun with my new art style and everything. I might be able to ink sooner than I thought. Echo, it's funny because John doesn't like crust, but I love like a really nice breadstick kind of crust. But I like the thin pizza in the middle. So I was gonna ask you guys New Yorker or deep dish, but hey, we're gonna talk about pizza. Fine. You know who ate pizza for lunch and he didn't leave me a slice because I was gonna heat it up? It's John. John ate 2 slices of pizza before he left, and I'm like, dude, I wanted some pizza, so. Deep dish, Calvin. Awesome. Hello, Calvin. You're not very late. In fact, you're probably better off late because then I could ink and you get to see the inking process. You know, Stefan, I actually thought about like how can I make it work where Lola actually shows up and it makes sense? Because if you think about it, no, actually I shouldn't say anything. It's not impossible. Let's put it that way. Is not right here. Okay, go this way. Oh man. I forgot something right here. Oh, wait a second. That's what it was. Okay. I feel like I'm building a gun right now, just drawing it. It's kind of funny. My analytical brain is going instead of my artistic brain at this point. Told you guys don't talk about pizza or food, pasta, hamburgers. I don't know, anything really. Yeah, he does look a lot like Starscream, doesn't he? Except for the crown. All right. We got 10 minutes on the line art, so let me try to get as much of this as possible. In fact, I mean, I'd probably be done inking within the hour, but just in case, you know. This is gonna need fixing here. Okay, so I'm just gonna indicate the katana in the back and not really do anything with it because I don't know if I have time, because I want to get to the shoulder pads and the crown. I drew him a little too big because I kind of wanted to have the crown be like the focal point, but wait a second. So I feel like it's a little short right now. I've never heard of Captain Harlock. That sounds awesome. I think John told me he never really, he didn't get to watch a whole ton of bunch of cartoons, but the one thing he did watch was like I think it's like Star Blazers or something. It's an anime, old anime, and he said it was really cool. And I looked it up, and I'm like, dang, that stuff looked good even back then. So it's quite inspiring, actually. Hate to say this, but this Carpenter pencil is great for drawing Gundams. I wish I had this when I was working on a few of the old projects that I did. Not projects, but, well, yeah, that I got hired to do. Like the Transformers cover, I guess, would have been nice. And some of the DC stuff. But that's okay. Better now than never. I've never heard of that one, Michael Richardson. Man, there's a lot of things that I wasn't able to watch. Thank you so much, Tone War. It's okay. I have to like sit there and look at my cell phone watch just to figure out the time zones and make sure I'm correct, because I was wrong a few times. I would always get it wrong. So you're all good. Okie dokie. Let's readjust the crown. We got 5 minutes, and then I'm going to start inking. The crown is the focal point, so I want to make sure it looks satisfying. Okay, I will accept that. I think this will work. Let me just do this first. Even longer. I'm going to the edge of the... Didn't want to do it that way, but you know, I don't want it to be stubby horns. Thank you so much, Jamie Guthrie. Oh, Ninja Turtles and X-Men. Yes, same here. You know what I did watch when I was really young? I think I was elementary maybe, or middle school. It was on Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. I think it's early in the morning. It's basically fairy tales, but you know, drawn in anime style, and I think it's from Japan. But it was fairy tales like Rumpelstiltskin, Cinderella, and stuff like that. And the art style was so pretty that I, you know, fell in love with it. So that's what I used to watch when I was when they had it on. I forgot what it was called. I should probably look it up. Unless you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. I didn't wear my glove, and I don't know if you guys, you probably can't see it really, but see, if you don't wear the glove, it's all, you get the pencil smudges all over, which is nice because then it makes it so I can focus on the shapes of my drawing, you know, because a lot of artists will erase the sketches and then go in there with like a final pencil just to clean it up, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to put this on now. Totally Spies, I remember that. I never got to see Robotech and all those movies or shows growing up. They didn't really have that, so now that there's so many of them, it's like my head spins because I don't know where to start or what to watch. So I end up not watching anything. It's like video games. There's so many games I really want to play that I end up not playing them, and I just sometimes just buy them and they're just kind of sitting there because there's so many options. Oh, camera's dying. Escaflowne was excellent. You remember the Lotus War? That was beautiful. This dude's gonna have to go through doorways sideways. Vince, you know what's funny? You could actually, so see if I could do it without breaking it. If I break it, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. So, let me see. You could actually, you see his crown, you could actually pinch it. Oh! Please tell me I didn't actually just break clean off. Guess what? He is literally a unicorn now because his thing broke off. Like, it broke off. I got super glue, so I'm gonna have to glue it back on. You don't know how I feel right now. I'm just like, what in the F, dude? You're supposed to be a perfect grade. So it's supposed to be sturdy. But you know what? Now I have a reference. I could just put it on my piece of paper. I'm sad. I've had it for years. Why would you break off right now while I'm live streaming? No. I'm sad. I'm holding in tears right now, actually. Oh, no. Are you kidding me? I'm such a baby. Okay, anyways. I lost my Gundam. You know what this reminds me of? That one movie, Legend, with, is it Legends or Legend? With Tom Cruise. Ridley Scott's film from the 80s where they have the unicorn and they chop the horn off the unicorn. That's what it feels like right now. And that was devastating to me. So I'm traumatized. I'm gonna need a hug from my dog pretty soon here. I wish I was joking. I'm actually I'm sad right now. And it's not that I can't just crazy, put the super glue on it. It's just the idea that my perfect model is no longer perfect. Because when you're building it out, if you break or one of the pieces come off, then sometimes the model just doesn't. You can't put it together. So to me, it's like a subconscious thing. Like I try to be really methodical when I build it, but it doesn't always work out that way. And if I know that there was a broken piece, it bugs me subconsciously. Like I know it's broken somewhere. So and this is not exactly the cheapest thing to replace. So how dare you break on me? Imagine if I was actually doing that without having to show you guys and I was gonna put them back together like just the regular form with one horn. Yeah, well. Okay, whatever. Battle tested. Yeah, you know what? I could actually do that. There's people who do really cool battle damage Gundams, but I didn't want to do that with this one. I bought some of the I wouldn't call it paint. It's like the battle damage dust makeup type thing that you put on them. I have that, and I did that with one of them, and I went overboard. So my Gundam looks like shit. Okay, so let's get this going. I'm trying to time myself. Alrighty. Pull out the ink and get this thing moving along. Is this going to be a problem? Because I could sand it down a little bit and then it won't be... How did this thing break? Oh, man. It's bothering me because I'm trying to see where it's coming from and... I don't know. I knew you were going to say that, Stefan. Don't worry about it. I break Gundams all the time. It was going to happen sooner or later. Because I moved them in and out of, the cabin and everything. So it was bound to happen. So don't worry about it. It's probably a good excuse for me to buy another one. So, and then build it out correctly. Because remember, he doesn't have spam. He doesn't have, what do you call it? Didn't put the LED lights in it, so it doesn't even glow or light up, and I want him to. Just like the statue they have in Japan. which is, by the way, my bucket list item. I have to go to Tokyo to see the actual statue before they retire it, if they haven't already done it, you know. I would be so sad if they did. Okay, ink. Must ink. Remove my coffee. Okay, we're gonna use Sumi Ink 60 today, and we're gonna use my favorite brush in the whole world. What do you call it? Kiritake Menzo. Oh, really? They changed it. Hey, Stefan, I was gonna do that. I was gonna do a jump. I was gonna bring my Gundam and stand right in front of the statue and just yuck it up. But, you know. Oh, yeah. And then I'll have, you know, enough issues of Neo Wonderland where hopefully I could go over there and promote it or something. So, goals. Oh man, my brush is not good. What about this one? Okay, I don't have, what am I trying to say here? I don't have any paper towels, so give me 2 seconds. And my brother told me that in Washington State, they are Bandai and Namco is going to have they're opening up a whole store. And the first thing he wrote was when he sent me the picture, he's like, "There's going to be a lot of Gundams here." I'm like, "Oh, how can I make a trip there or have them send me something?" But I think part of having a whole entire store with Gundams is actually seeing them instead of just like having them sent, because I might as well just order off of eBay. I mean, not eBay, Amazon. So, okay, so I am using the Kiritake Menzo brush, my favorite brush of all time. And let me lighten this a little bit. Okay. Start inking. I saw some really neat brushes from Rosemary and Co. I might buy a couple more Sumi brushes from them and try it out and see how I like it, because you can't really get this anymore online. So, and I hogged all of them. I think I have like 2 left that I didn't open yet, and I probably never opened one of them. So, let's see, back this way. Okay, there's one line. Oh my god, I love inking with this brush. I miss inking with this brush so much. Gotta fix something really quick. I should have just did the crown first. Get that out of the way. But to give kudos to the people who designed these Gundams. They're so freaking amazing. Especially the way that the model kits get put together. I really wish there was a documentary where they show you how they come up with the designs and then the pieces and how they put them together. You know, it's freaking amazing. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, you know what? I should probably do the head first and then do the body afterwards. Wait for this to dry first. Oh, it's really hot here too. I'm not surprised. I feel like everywhere around here is really hot. It was I don't know how to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius, but it was hot. This paper, I remember now, doesn't absorb ink the same way as some of the other papers, so it looks kind of grayish instead of a solid matte black, which is how I like my lines to look when I ink. But this is okay. Where's my? There you go. So sad. You got this. I miss inking with this brush. I've been inking with pens for a bit now. I think it's making me, ink faster, but I'm not quite sure that inking with a pen is actually quicker than this. I just like how this looks more anyways, for the most part. Oops. Oh, JD, I definitely watched the Norway versus England game, and no offense to anybody from England, but especially because John is half Norwegian, we were rooting for Norway, so I was bummed, but it was a great game. So they definitely are an amazing team, like being top four and everything. So congratulations to England. You know, they're no slouch. I didn't get to watch the Argentina game. I felt like it was too I mean, they're such good teams that it was you know, like the excitement wasn't there because you kind of expected something. But yeah, came in and out of watching it, so. Ooh, that's a good guess. Uh, I think I might agree with you actually. I didn't get to watch the game with France, so I don't know. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure the betting odds agree with you as well. It's gonna be a great game though. I'm so used to watching MLS soccer that when I see different, you know, other countries and how they play, it's so different watching that instead of just the stuff I see here in the States. And you know, it's funny, Echo. A lot of people are saying that. Ah, okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna cover up my not so straight line that time. Just trying to be fancy and go slower, but momentum when you're trying to do straight lines with a brush is makes a huge difference. So, and I did not go fast enough, so my line bent a little bit. Can't really tell because I shaded over it, but so you kind of move your wrist back and forth as straight as you can, and then hopefully hit the mark. So I need room for this right here. Please don't mess up. To me, it's like a game, so let's try this again. Don't forget to hold your breath. Squint your eyes a little bit, and then all you see is like your hand just kind of does the trick. So yeah, Messi is a beast, and we're so lucky that we get to see him playing, you know, in Miami and everything. But I mean, you can't argue the fact that he's amazing. So at least people who have the, you know, they're in talks to be, or people consider him the GOAT, at least they have skill to back it up. So I'm all good with that. If I make a mistake, start over. I don't want to start this guy over. Especially because I'm not technically working on him during the day. And I'm just working on my book. We're making pretty good time. I'm gonna try to get this done now. And I think that's my goal from now on, as much as possible, unless it's some crazy complex piece. During a live stream, I would like to get at least 90% of the way done with what I'm working on. It's probably not possible, because then I'm gonna limit myself from working on things that I think would be really beneficial for you guys to watch, or 1 second. Mbappe is insane. Yeah. I asked John, I was like, who's the top? If Haaland is, I was like, if he's number 3, then who's 1 and 2, or considered 1 and 2 right now? And he showed me some highlight reels, and I was like, holy crap. So solid. Clean shots at goal. I mean, the ones that I saw at least. And the curveballs are amazing. I always think it's crazy when I see a bicycle kick or a backwards flip just to kick the ball into the net. It's just like, holy shit. How do they do that? And how do they practice that, you know? Oh, speaking of John, he sold his first painting at the art show a couple days ago. It was amazing. I just left his studio, and then he came home and he showed me a picture of the person who bought his painting, and I was just like, that's it. That's how it starts. I'm so proud of him. I cried. I was like, can't believe you actually did it. I mean, it's such a short span from when he started painting and he hated his paintings to the time that he has a gallery and starts painting. He's there right now painting, so it's pretty insane how hard he works and how hard he pushes because he wants something so much. But yeah, he sold his first painting, and so we're all like, this is a great start. I mean, it was a small painting, but hey, it's great, especially because it's the first second art walk of the season. So thank you guys. I'm gonna let him know that I told you guys a story, and I did some video of his studio, and I'll show it to you guys soon. You know, when Richard Willis, when you say you make a mistake, start over, you know who actually takes that literally? John does. He painted this bison, and it had like this background already, and he didn't like it, so he covered up the whole entire background, and all he has left is the outline of the bison, and he's repainting it right now. So next time I go to his studio, I'm going to see what it looks like. But yeah, he's not afraid to start over. And for me, I cringe, especially because I draw comic books. I wouldn't be able to start over like that. But for a painting, I think it's, you know, it makes sense. I want to look up references for this part of the helmet because I think because it's not put together right because I keep moving it. It might not be correct. So I'm just gonna leave that part until I could look it up. So Echo he sold. It's called a chickadee. It's a bird. It's a local bird here in the Mountain West, and it's just basically a small little painting. I think he did it in acrylics of the chickadee bird, and a lady bought it, and she's from I think New Hampshire or something. So she was vacationing here, and she fell in love with it. And the art walk was actually really nice a couple of days ago. There was a lot of people going in and out of the art studio, so that was awesome. But I was like, I don't know if anybody's gonna come today because it's such a nice day, but it was packed. And there's a lot of tourists right now going to like Yellowstone and you know all that stuff in the area. So she bought something to take back with her, which was awesome. But he's got a lot of beautiful paintings. I think I've shown you guys a couple of them of the moose and the bison with the pink background. And he's got a couple bears that he just painted, and they look awesome. So I'll try to post his pictures up soon, and I'll show you guys his Instagram as well. I wonder if I could do like an ink wash just to get like some of the shaded areas. I think maybe I'll do that. Just to get the gray. So I'm gonna do a gray ink wash for the, you know, the facets, the angles. Camera keeps dying. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Not only am I inking, but I get to draw Gundam. So thank you for that suggestion again, Stefan. And I will just super glue his horn back on. No big deal. At this point, I can't be too like upset at myself for doing that because I've had it for a few years. Imagine if I just had it and I broke it, that'd be different. But my next Gundam, I think my goal is to like build it out perfectly without accidentally bending a piece or anything like that, or having to you know, do a speed run basically. It's an interesting piece right there. Oh God, guess who's hungry again, you guys? I thought I was gonna make it. My stomach is like growling right now. You can probably hear it. So hungry. Oh no. And John ate the pizza, so I gotta eat a piece of ham again, I think. Darn it. Okay. What's nice about the body and stuff is just one long line that you just drag, so it's not It's not too much work. And then you get like a Gundam. Okay, give me a second. Let me grab a piece of cheese or something, or ham, and I'll be right back. Quick. I need to just have snacks around the house, just so I don't starve to death. That's a good question, Stefan. I don't think I've ever seen it. I think I might have seen some Gundams that have like some metal pieces, but not all of it. But that would be pretty cool, huh? Oh man, JD, I would be so upset, especially if it's like one of those really expensive what do you call it, sideshow ones. If it broke, I'd start crying. Do they replace them if something breaks, or because they cost so much? I barely just ate, I guess, piece of ham. I'm probably gonna have to go back and get another one, but I just want to get as much done as possible. Plus, I don't want to wake the dog up, so. I'm going to speed line my way through this whole thing. I'll leave that alone. I don't know if I like that shape. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be fine because I had a bagel, cheese and ham bagel for breakfast, and it wasn't that long ago, but I keep forgetting that when I'm streaming and I'm thinking and talking and drawing, burns a lot of calories because I usually don't have that problem. I don't snack very often, so yeah, it's interesting to me that every time I've streamed this past few streams, I've been really hungry, so probably burned a lot of calories. Plus, I'm cramming so much stuff in during the day that by the time it's time to stream, it's like I'm just scrambling to get everything done. Okay, we'll just move on to this. That's a good idea, JD. You guys have to put down your emojis or tell everybody what you're eating before you eat, or else it's not really eating lunch together. Okay, I'm getting hungry again. Piece of cheese. Cheddar. Get cheddar cheese. Man, I hate spoiling my lunch like that. Eating cheese and ham again. I think I'm gonna treat myself today to something tastier. Stefan, I did have like a decent amount of cheese there. I think Gouda. Is it Gouda? I love that cheese. So, I believe that's where it's from, right? I like Gouda. I like, oh, that's my favorite one actually. What's the one that it smells really bad, but it tastes really good? And it's really like, there's like, it's really soft in the middle. Limburger, that sounds good. I don't know if I've ever had that. I think I messed up. I did. Oh well. I totally messed up. Sometimes the cheese that I like also depends on what what recipe it is, or for example, Parmesan is awesome with pizza, with pasta and stuff. Mozzarella, so. Isn't he a badass mech? That's why he's my favorite one. No, I don't know about that actually. I go back and forth between Unicorn and Ashtray. The thing is, Red Frame Ashtray only showed up for like 2 seconds in the anime, and I was like, that's it? But he looks so cool. I like to call it the Boba Fett effect, where Boba Fett back in the day only showed up for a little bit, but he was everybody's favorite, their favorite Star Wars character. And it's funny because if he was so popular that now there's a TV show and movie for Boba Fett. Or not Boba Fett, but you know, Mandalorian. I feel like the Boba Fett series, there were some episodes that were like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And they just kind of gradually became kind of boring, I guess, or predictable and formulaic. And I actually liked calling Grogu Baby Yoda. I thought it just sounded cooler, but they had to give him a name, and I did not like the name. Man, time's flying. So much for like being able to shade this thing in and add some texture or light and shadow to it, but we'll see. Just draw faster. Jordan from Canada. It's a good question. I think he would love boba tea. There should be a Boba Fett boba tea or Mandalorian boba tea. I'm sure they have it at Disney World or Disneyland. It's just too obvious not to do. Thank you so much, Ulrich Christensen. Ulrich Christensen. I might actually have a mostly done thumbnail for this live stream that I could replace with the generic one right now. Dang it, I'm getting hungry again. See this paper? It's kind of cool if you know how to utilize the fact that the ink doesn't actually stick to it, and it looks kind of like this. What am I trying to say? It doesn't. It kind of stays on top of the surface of the paper instead of soaking in, so it looks kind of funny right now. In fact, I'm just gonna. Sometimes it works to my benefit. Like when it dries and I go over it again with more ink, it actually looks kind of cool. But right now, don't like how it looks. Let's try to get his helmet done. this is probably not right, but I don't have the references with, you know, the correct reference, because it's, like I said, I moved it around, so it's coming apart. So I'm just gonna have to use my best judgment for the side. I feel like some technical things in there. Doesn't look right. I'm just making this part up, sort of. And then here. Little rivets and cuts here. I want some dry brush right here. Hey, Detective Buckets. Oh, thank you so much, Jordan. I wish it was magic, because then I would get things done faster with my work. But I have to think so hard just to make things come to life, I guess. And even then, it's like there's a certain look and feel and idea you have of how your art's supposed to look in your head, and then there's time, which if you're doing this for a living, there's not a whole lot of it. And so I give all the props to the people who are awesome artists, who their style is amazing and they could put out great work consistently and frequently. Not as, sorry, my camera's dying again. The Otso 2199, they don't smudge nearly as bad as like other types of pencils because the lead I think is like an H lead, so it's pretty hard. Let's get the numbering on our Gundam so that it looks legit. Thank you so much, Richard. Okay, let's add a little bit of a gray, some of the areas to give it some texture and dimension. I'm not gonna have time to do this correctly because that's too dark. I want to get rid of most of the ink and just have it really watered down so it acts as almost like a gray marker in a way. So let me erase some of this and show you guys what I mean. Just so it's not kind of flat. I should be erasing this anyways. I'm gonna go a little longer just so I can get this mostly done. And then I'll go grab Bear and say goodbye to you guys. Okay, so it's pretty watered down right now. Hopefully it's okay, that's good. Right there. Let's see how fast I could do this. Because it's, you know, the shapes are pretty squared. Shouldn't be too hard to get some dimension going. Is this right here? Oh, I forgot to draw the side of his helmet. Oh well. It's gonna go right here. I'll ink that later. Some of that ink, pull the ink around. I'm just trying to get as close as I can to how the shadows look in person. Oh man, hey, look at that, fingerprints. Man, I smudged. It's okay. Oh, why is... Oh my gosh. So, I should have known this, but I forgot all about this. So, Sumi ink is water based. So, when you actually add water to it, it reactivates it still because it didn't dry all the way. So, now it's kind of like right here, it's blurry. So, I'll keep that in mind next time. No biggie. I just ink over it with India ink or something. Let's get a couple more facets done. In fact, let's pull out the flat brush. Or angle brush. Angle brush is better. It looks perfect echo until I it bled together. Okay, this is okay. I had so much fun with this today. I am so glad I got to do this. Seriously. I mean, short of building an actual Gundam, it's fun to draw them too. And it's good practice. Especially because of all the architecture and vehicles I've had to draw in my own book. It's like any opportunity I have to practice on more mechanical objects and technical objects is good. And my schedule is so tight that I don't have the time to like sit there and warm up or practice. As soon as I get to my desk, I basically start working right away regardless of what it is. So I don't really get to warm up nowadays. I turned it into a mess. Now it's like a one of those fine art paintings instead of an actual technical drawing. Do we need to add anything else? This part's gray right here. See, it's like smudging. So maybe I'll pull out the other ink and I'll show you guys how I would clean this up basically. I could even use let's use a different tool. The Pentel pocket brush. Happy accidents, yes. It makes it look fancy pants, like watercolorish. So this is my Pentel pocket brush. I think I'm gonna, any areas that I want to be like really dark, just go over it instead of using the brush right now. And the Sumi ink, which predictably, but I forgot, it actually does this, so it's good to know. I love how Sumi ink looks and everything, and it's good with Copics, but I think overall I'm gonna start using India ink for the most part when I do my comic book. So I just add the darkest darks and the shadows right here. Plus I like the kind of rough texture you get with this Pentel pocket brush because the ink dries pretty fast. So get his eyes or the visor done. And then that should make it look less, what do you call it? Kind of smudgy looking. In fact, you know what, I'm just going to use a bunch of different tools for this so that you could kind of see all the different ways that go about this. And so sometimes I will use the chisel brush, and I have like, sorry, not brush, pen, and you get where you got to go faster. It's a lot like the carpenter pencil, where it's like a sharp, a flat edge, you know. Acrylic ink is really good, yeah, for sure. I use that sometimes too. It all depends on what I'm working on, and if I can do it for fun, like, what was I gonna say? You know, if I feel like using it for a drawing. Okay, so here's a chisel edge, medium, and this is it's called Sketcher. I can't, Banyo or something like that. So chisel edge. Okay, wait. This part isn't right, but so now some pen, because it's already chiseled and it keeps your lines pretty straight without a ruler. So that's why I like using that. But since his shoulder pad or armor is closer, you want this line to be as thick as possible compared to the rest of him to give it more depth and dimension. I mean, since the dog is still sleeping, I think I'm just gonna keep going. I feel like I'm mostly done with it, so I'm gonna go a little longer than usual. If you guys don't mind, you could. I understand if you got stuff to do, so. But kind of want to finish this. I don't often get to draw a mech, a Gundam, so taking advantage of this. Stefan, yeah, why sleep? Thank you for indulging me in being able to draw my favorite things. I have a lot of fun drawing this kind of stuff, so. I'm trying not to go too fast because then I could accidentally smudge the ink before it dries. Even though the Pentel pocket brush, it dries pretty quick, so. So I'm just outlining the areas that I want to have pop out more, and going over the lines that smudged. Yeah, Echo, I'm not quite sure yet. Still trying to figure out like what hours work best for you guys. It seems like early, um, not early, but early afternoon Sunday works. Saturday might still work. It's just like right now my schedule is so packed that Sunday's the one day where I feel like it's not as much of a work day as Saturday. But as soon as everything kind of slows down a little bit, then I might switch it back. But I think Sunday so far has been pretty good for everybody. But let me know. Alrighty, I think this is pretty good. Oh, okay, makes sense. Alrighty, you guys, I think this is pretty good right here. Let me go grab Barrister. I'll be right back. Actually, never mind. He's so cozy in his little bed. I'm like, I'm just gonna let him sleep so I can get more work done after this. So, yeah, he's like turned upside down and he's looking at me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pull him out of there. He looks so cozy. So, all right, you guys. This is Unicorn, and I have to glue his horn back on so that I have a full unicorn. So, all right, this is the first one we kind of mostly finished during a stream. So this was awesome, fun, so much fun. Alrighty, all right, you guys. Well, have a great. Oh wait, 1 second. Let me go grab them. You think you can do shit red too? Bear, come here, buddy. Come here, Bear. Come here, Bear. Oh, come here, Bear. Come on. Come on, buddy. Oh, yes. Oh, look who just wake up from his nap. Such a cutie pie. Alrighty, you guys. Alright, Bear. Let's say bye to everybody. Let's scroll up and say bye-bye. So, say bye to Stefan, JD, Vince, Echo, Richard, Doodly Don, Arthur, if you're still here. Manjanath Patil, 6368, Omar, Kiss, is it KLSK? I actually missed a ton of messages. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, bye, you guys. Jordan from Canada. Awesome, you guys. Well, I'll definitely see you next week, and I'm gonna have major updates on the comic book next week. So I probably have the printouts ready to go so you guys can see it, and I'll flip through most of it without any spoilers. So, all right, you guys. We're still yawning. I'm gonna hang out with my little baby for a little bit. So, okay, you guys have a good Sunday. I will see you next week. Bye.